Hello guys, this is Kishan and this is my third video on joins. This video will particularly concentrate on outer joins. As we have discussed previously, joins are used when we need data from more than one table. Say suppose we have two tables such as table A and table B, and we want some columns from table A and some columns from table B. When we have such a case, we would use a join. Now say suppose there is a requirement that you need to take all the rows from table A, whether they satisfy the condition or not, and you need to take only those rows from table B that satisfies our joining condition. Or say suppose you want to take all the rows from table B. When scenarios like this come up where you need to have data from a particular table, when you need to have all or some data from a particular table, irrespective of the join condition, at that places we would use outer joins. Now there are basically three kinds of outer joins: left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. Now what is left outer join? As you can see in the diagram below, there is a table A and a table B. Now normally a simple join would bring only the data in between, that is the matching data. But what a left outer join does, it would bring all the data from table A irrespective of the join condition, and it will also bring the common data from which is the join data from A and B both. So when we say left outer join, the left hand side table we will be concentrating on, and we will be fetching all the data from that table. When we say right outer join, we would be bringing all or some data from the right hand side table. So what does it? Definitely the rows that satisfy our join condition will be brought from the table A, but also full table B will be accessed. I'll just show you that with an example. And there is something called as full outer join. In this, all the rows from both the tables are fetched. Normally a full outer join would result into m plus n rows. If table A contains m rows and table B contains n rows, then you maximum you can get is m plus n rows. I'll just show you this with an example. First of all, we'll be working with employees table and department table. So let's start from employees. As you would have seen in my previous videos also, over here, this is our employees table. We have employee ID, first name, last name, some other details, and department ID. Now, this employees table can be joined with the departments table through this department ID. So, our department table has the department ID, the name, and the location. Now, what I want to show you is that when we do a simple join between employees table and department table, we will not get the record which has a null department. This one, that is record number 178, employee ID 178. So say suppose what if we want to get this record even when the join condition is not met? How to do it? I'll just show you that with an example. First I'll write a simple join. Say suppose I want to be employee ID, the first name, the last name, and the department name of all the employees. So I'll do something like employees, departments. I'll give an alias of E to this and alias of E to department, where E dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID. When we execute this query, we get all the records except of employee number 178. Why? Because the employee number 178 has a department ID of null, so it has not been able to join with a department table, as there is no null department ID present over here. See, there's no null. I'm just sorting it, ascending and descending. I didn't get null anywhere. So you don't get that record 178. So what if we have to give a report of all the employees with their first name and last name, with the department name, and even if they are not in any of the departments, still we want the employee ID's first name and last name. In such cases, we would be using a left outer join. Why a left outer join? Because the employees table is stated on the left hand side, in the joining in the table name clause or the joining clause. I've written the employees on the left hand side, and I want all the records of the employees table, so I'll perform a simple left outer join here. When you write left outer join, you need to have an on clause, like join on what. The where clause over here is a simply on clause over here. As we have seen before also, even this is valid. This is a SQL syntax where you keep a join operator and use an on clause. Yeah. So in the similar way, you have to write left out to join on this. If you do it like this, what we will see is you will get all the employees from the employees table. Yeah, so when we come here, this 178, as before we were not able to get this record, but now we are. With the left outer join we get it. Why? Because we are saying bring all the employees. You do a left outer join. See, all the employees are here now. Even the one like this 178, which was not matching the join condition, is here. And as you can see, as there is no department ID and it cannot be matched with the department table, hence it does not have that joining condition or that record to show over here, that column data to show over here, you get null value. It states that 178 Kimberly brand is not allocated to any department. When you do a left outer join, you get all the records from the left hand side table. So this is left outer join. Similarly, we can see what would right outer join be. Like say suppose I want all the departments, irrespective of whether there are employees or not in that department, and if there are employees, I want the details also. See, as you can see over here, there are about 27 rows. So there are 27 departments present in our departments table. Whereas if you take a distinct department ID over here, let's take a count of this, like how many distinct departments are used. If I take a count of distinct department IDs, I get only 11. So there are around 27 departments, but only 11 of them are used. What if I want to see all the departments? Like I need to get the department name of all the departments, whether there are any employees in that department or not. In that case, what I'm meaning is I want all the data from the departments table, irrespective of this joining with the employees table. I want all the records. What I can do is write outer join. When we perform a write outer join, so see, these are 107 records which are present in the employees table. Till 107 there is data. So see, 106 you get over here. So these are all the records. The 178 would not have come because it has not met the joining condition. So you have got 106 records over here, and now you have other roundabout other 11. Only 11 I used and 27 others. So other 16 records, those are just department names. Like these departments, there's nobody working on in this. But as I wanted in the query, I wanted all the departments, whether they have any employees or not. So when there is such a case where you need to take data from a particular table, irrespective of whether you have data in the other tables or not, you will use an outer join. When you perform a left outer join, the left hand side table is privileged and it will return all the rows from this table, once the right hand side, the table mentioned on the right hand side will be the one which all the records are to be returned. Now what if I want all these records also, like all the departments, whether they have a department or not? I want all the employees with the department name, and even I want the one without that department. What if I want data from both the tables? So where there is matching, just give me the data. Where there is not matching, it will put null. See over here, there's no records, there's no employees, so it is put null. So similarly, I want all the records from employees table as well as all the records from the department table. If there is no data, just put null. So that is what full outer join is. When I do this, I'll just show you that we have now this record 178. It didn't find any department name for the record 178. It has kept null. And then we come down, we have our other 16 of department names, which doesn't have an employee ID, first name, last name. It is kept null there. So whichever columns are matched, whichever data is found, the data is brought. But in the cases where this data not found, it will give you null. So this is about outer joins, where you can specify a particular table or both the tables and return all the rows in those tables. You will get the rows that are matching with full data. When there are the data is missing, you will get null in place of that, but you will still return the records of the particular table that you want. So this is the video on how to join. Please do like, share and subscribe. Please do let me know about your thoughts in the comments. This is Kishan. Thank you.